It's Friday night in San Jose, so I guess that's not an uncommon sight. You want to analyze that?
It's not all it's cracked up to be. I don't know.
In the Mountain West, Utah State, San Jose State, those are the net rankings. But they do have some teams that are higher and have good opportunities to go to the NCAA tournament. San Diego State, Colorado State, Boise State, and Wyoming in the top 50.
And obviously, you look at Wyoming, and what's hurt them is 2 quad 3 losses, and their non-conference slate loaded up with a lot of quad 4. We saw Wyoming is, you know, the wins they had at home. The Colorado State game obviously jumps out at you. What an amazing night that was. And lost that heartbreaker earlier in the week to San Diego State. And Utah State, of course, a dangerous basketball team. One that I think they feel like they match up better with Wyoming than they do a Colorado State in the Mountain West tournament.
Well, one thing that San Jose State has done is they have held Justin Bean to just 3 first-half points. Here's a guy with 18 double-doubles.
Yep.
Leads the team in scoring. And he has just 3 in the first half, so that's the guy Utah State wants to get going in the second half. So San Jose State ball to start things here in half number 2. Cardenas, Bean guarding him. Timer now under 10 seconds. Cardenas picked up by Horvath as they've switched up. Bairstow made the shot redirected by Trey Anderson. It's going to be knocked out of bounds. Or a shot clock violation.
Look at the Mountain West standings, and like, look, Fresno State's good. UNLV, this league is good. And Nevada was surprisingly bad to start the year, and they've got it together some. But this is a league legit 7, 8 teams deep in terms of quality of teams and talent. Another missed layup for the Aggies. Horvath felt like Diallo bodied him out of bounds.
You mentioned Nevada. It's a down year, but they don't expect to be down very long. In this league, teams coached by Steve Alford and the Noodles Neal on the bench with him, they don't stay down very long. Another foul called.
That was on 15, Ryland Jones. His second first team foul.
Ryland Jones has been battling physicality of this game off the basketball.
Second foul for him. Now Cardenas comes out for San Jose State. MJ Amy comes back in.
Cardenas more of a shooter. Amy a downhill driver and a much better athlete, though younger. There's Moore. There's a charge. Ryland Jones. Look at that.
Offensive foul.
That's 3 he's got. 3 he's taken. Omari Moore gets that step in the lane. That one I don't agree with. And Tim Miles was looking, but he just couldn't hold up. Ryland does a great job of faking, and then he just quickly gets in position and plants those feet.
And Tim Miles with big expectations for his program, trying to improve it. Said his goal is to be 500 next year. And then after that, start competing for conference titles. He's done it before in this conference, as a matter of fact, and also with Nebraska. 30-26, 4-point lead for Utah State. And another foul. That'll be on Moore.
And that's on Ryland Jones. Again, the activity defensively, trying to cut through that screen. And Moore sticks out a hip. There's Jones kicking it and then clearing space. Beautiful balance. That is coached. Utah State practice that every day, and then Ryland Moore just goes around, throws back his head a little bit. Omari Moore is frustrated with his 2nd consecutive offensive foul.
Hand off to Bean. Bean driving, and he lays it in. And if Justin Bean gets hot here in the second half, that will be a problem for San Jose State.
Correct. Well, you combine the fact that Omari Moore is out now with fouls, and Justin Bean hits a shot. You got a little momentum here with Utah State.
Wide open look, Simmons. And Bean with the rebound. Bean's getting closer to his 300th rebound. Needs 2 more. Jones, long 3. Got it. Ryland Jones Jones lights it up from long distance.
Man, R.J. Idelrock's playing well. And look at the energy from Utah State. It started with a shot clock violation on the very first defensive possession. You do that, then you get Justin Bean going. Trouble brewing in San Jose. Brother Bean on the move. Aggies up 9.
A 7-0 run for Utah State, 35-26. And Justin Bean with a good dish here.
Well, I love R.J. Idelrock. Watch this. Ryland Jones hits the 3, little point, and then his teammates all sticking up the 3. Great team basketball. Sharing is caring.
And here's one of the big differences right now in terms of the three-point shot. 51% of Utah State's scoring has come via the 3, where just 23% of San Jose State's has come from behind the line. So a big difference behind the arc, in spite of the fact that San Jose State hits almost 9 threes a game.
They'll take a bunch as well. Ryland Jones playing a heck of a game. Got to talk to him about getting his neck cleaned up, though. When you're playing national TV, you got to, I mean, Ashworth, is he not teaching these guys anything?
Well, with Doug Gottlieb, Tim Neverett with you. We're in San Jose. San Jose State Spartans. And one of the Spartans, Trey Anderson out of San Diego with a three-point basket. First bucket of the second half for the Spartans. Bean is open underneath. Anderson guards him. Idelrock going left. Back to Jones inside. And Horvath muscles his way to the bucket for 2.
And Brandon Horvath starting to play. Utah State making those drives and finishes that they missed in the first half. See if they can get back defensively where they were to start the half.
Cardenas. Dish inside. Bucket is good for Sean Robinson. And a foul on Utah State.
Credit Cardenas. Not a great athlete, but got in the lane and created that. Just takes his time, and then Robinson's so strong getting to the right hand. I love that it matters to Ryland Jones. Like, look, dude, you took a charge. You caused an offensive foul, taking 3 charges, you're playing a good game, and you foul one time and possibly end one. He hangs his head as if he lost the game. Give me guys that care about every defense possession all day.
Horvath down the lane and an offensive foul, another one. That's his third foul.
Alvaro Cardenas, more of a shooter, and has lost a substantial amount of minutes to Myron Amy Jr., but with Omari Moore out with foul trouble, he's playing well.
Looking at the left hand and elbow of Sean Robinson. A little floater off the side of the rim by Amy. And here comes Bairstow. Bean back outside Jones. Timer under 20. Bairstow just spin around, step back, and a little bit short. Turned it over to San Jose State. 6-point game. 15:40 to go in the second half. Utah State, after Kyle Larson's big win at Fontana, the NASCAR Cup Series heads to Las Vegas, where the best drivers on the planet look to strike it rich and grab a win. The engines fire Sunday, 3 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Justin Bean has been a focus really to try to shut down for San Jose State, but starting to come on a little bit more in the second half. He's had himself a very good year. He's 6th in the nation in double doubles with 18. He's 12th in total rebounds, and he's in the top 15 in defensive rebounds a game too. So you look at some of those numbers that he's put up there, Doug. It hasn't been done since 2015-16,
I mean,
Ben Simmons, LSU.
The Justin Bean story is bananas. It makes no sense, right? I mean, not recruited out of Moore, Oklahoma, goes on a mission, barely plays basketball for a couple years, shows up at Utah State. They go through a coaching change. He gets an opportunity, and he becomes an absolute star with a couple of stellar teams, starting with, and Sam Merrill, and then they had Nemi Keita. And, last year he was a guy you didn't really guard out to three. Wasn't a great three-point shooter. He's improved those numbers dramatically this year.
Foul right near the ball. It'll be
that call right there is a "we hear you, coach." San Jose State had gotten away with a bunch of bumping and banging on finishes, and Ryan Odom and his staff had kind of had enough. Like, listen, every time we go to finish, Chris Radstetter said, I hear you, coach. There's a little, I'll give you a call to loosen it up a little bit.
Fouls on Gorner of San Jose State. Another one, as you mentioned.
Fouls on 13, Alvaro Cardenas.
This will be on Alvaro Cardenas. Each team with 3 team fouls, so still a ways to go. A lot of time left, too, just under 15 minutes in the second half. And a steal. And the Spartans on a little run here.
Great read from Amy.
Amy switching hands. Skip pass outside, goes back to Cardenas. Cardenas getting closer to the bucket, kicks it outside. Wide open look for Anderson, gave it up. Lob inside, Diallo. He's stripped of the basketball, gets it back, and with the left hand scores it.
San Jose State just kind of hanging around, and when Diallo's been in the game, they've been obviously far more effective. He just gives them an interior presence. He's just too big and strong.
Bairstow fouled on the way up. Well, defense has been big. It turns into offense.
Well, they run this beautiful set. This is a shuffle pick. See, a little diagonal pick, a shuffle pick, and Myron Amy reads it and makes the steal. Not a great pass from Rylan Jones, and then offensively, Bairstow gets caught on just a bigger man.
First shot good for Bairstow.
And Bairstow was built like his brother. The post-up would be no problem. His brother was so strong. What a team they had in New Mexico.
He was a big part of it. Seems like when Bairstow plays against New Mexico, he has good games. I wonder if he was sending a message.
It helps that New Mexico is not what they used to be. What a play from Shulga.
And behind the play, Diallo got a hand on Shulga. So foul.
Well, this is just competing, and one of the things that Utah State does as well as anybody, they stay connected on these handoffs. They make you go body to body. And Diallo gets, the turnover goes to him, but that's really his teammate. There's too much space in between the handoff and the defender.
16 fouls now in San Jose State. So the next one will put Utah State in the bonus for the rest of the game. Behind the back pass by Jones. Bean down the lane. Can't get the roll. And a foul underneath.
This is like artful. And this is the 4th layup he's missed today. But let's respect the fact he avoids the charge. Shot fake, avoids the charge just so, and avoids the block shot. But misses the free throw. You talked about the challenge of 10 miles. Just look at the basketball, okay? Look at this Wilson solution. It's the same one they used in the NCAA tournament. Right? And all of the basketballs are not new. This is the only program in the Mountain West where you're going to have that level of wear in a basketball. Like, and I'm not pointing it out to be a jerk. I'm pointing out success is not an accident for these programs. Utah State has the Estes Center, a beautiful practice facility for the men and the women. San Diego State, a beautiful basketball facility. Yeah. Forget about this arena, okay? You're not going to get the arena redone. There's no practice facility. They don't even do basketballs. If you want this guy to do what he can do, you got to invest in the program. Got to find ways. You got to get donors that say, hey, I believe in Tim Miles. Because it has never been done without any investment financially.
He's a proven winner, and he's a proven rebuilder.
He's also just a good person where it's fun.
Fun to be around.
He's not a Debbie Down. Some guys come in and they're just, everything is bad. Not so much with Tim.
And Bean with a two-handed dunk. Justin Bean's turned it on a bit here in the second half. Bean with 7 points. 41-33. Lead is 8. Warner. He'll pull up and fire one right down with the right hand.
Warner more of a shooter. They've been trying all year to get him to drive the basketball.
It's knocked out of bounds by MJ Amen.
Well, we mentioned Bairstow and how well he's playing. And Justin Bean, who is indefatigable. Doesn't seem to ever get tired. And right now matched up with Diallo, who's just checked out of the game, dragging that leg. That's a mismatch for Utah State.
Bean dead on 3. Got it! That matches the largest lead in the game of 9 for Utah State. 9 points, 10 points rather for Bean. It's another double-figure game for him. Foul before the shot.
This is the evolution of Justin Bean. Last year you'd leave him open. He's eliminated most of the hits. He still shoots it low. It doesn't really matter. To be honest, he's big enough. The big thing is the confidence to step in and knock it down and not hesitate.
Foul was on R.J. Idlerock. Cardenas tried the 3. Idlerock gets the rebound. Hand off Shulga. Shulga now being defended once he picked up that dribble.
That small lineup. You got Bean at the 5.
Utah State has had a magic number this year. I don't know if they're going to get to it tonight, but 70 has been it. They've scored 70 in all their victories, and here is Justin Bean with 3. Utah State 44, San Jose State 35. Justin Bean starting to pick things up here in half number 2. His first half really slow, but second half he's got it going on now. Bean with 10 points in the game. And a great look here by Bairstow to set him up for the two-handed dunk.
Well, too many easy misses in the first half. Justin Bean, who, of course, married in the summer. I'm surprised at Ryland Jones. And, the guys at the Boneyard clean these guys up at Utah State and Logan. Ashworth is even got an NIL deal, which I think is simply paid for in fades. I don't actually think he collects any money. But you see Justin Bean still properly cleaned up. Ryland Jones, you're going to be on national TV. You got to make sure the neck is clean. This is a thing.
It's the golden rule.
It is, but no, the golden rule is do it. So if we don't have another baseball season, are you going to write another outstanding book? Because your book is about baseball in the bubble is outstanding. Pick it up at Amazon or Barnes & Noble, whatever. Are we working on part 2?
I'm hoping that we get back to playing soon. That's all I'm concerned with. Cardenas hits the ball on the left side. The blocking foul will be whistled against R.J. Idlerock.
And this is a play I would love to see out of college basketball. It's the falling down anytime you're guarding the ball. I like when your feet are playing, you take a charge. It's a guess. But I'm glad they called a block instead of just calling a flop warning.
Long 3 attempt and front rim. Skying for the board, Max Shulga. Bairstow out of Australia.
Nice. What a move.
Terrific.
Oh, dollar move. Nickel. There's Justin Bean. Johnny on the spot.
Cleaned it up.
What a move from Bairstow.
Does that type of cleaning it up work?
Sure. Clean up after yourself. Well, that was my point, though, with the shoes. These guys will mop the floor, but they don't pack their own shoes on the road.
It's Division I basketball. There's a three.
A couple of the coaches asked me, did you pack your own shoes? And I honestly don't remember. I know we didn't pack our own uniforms. I don't think we packed the shoes. Apparently there's one bag with all the shoes that's gone missing.
And Bairstow with 2, and it's a 12-point lead.
So somewhere in Logan, Utah, there's a bag with a bunch of shoes, you know, size 12 to about, 15, 16, partially worn Nikes. Please bring them to the D. Glenn Spectrum Event Center. Everything but the finish. Through the legs, crossover, reverse pivot. Wow. Gotta make that though. They don't put almost makes on the highlight tape. That one from Bairstow is a beautiful move.
Big assist. Little quick pass, and Bean from long range. And he's got the hot hand, and Utah State now pulling away.
Well, how about Ryan Odom with the adjustment? He tried to use Zapala in the first half. He tried to go deep into his bench, use Trevin Dorius. But it wasn't working. And one.
Cardenas knocks it down and get a chance to add on.
Justin Bean's better when he's guarded because he's occasionally have a little hitch in his shot. But my point is, now they bring Horvath back in. In the first half, you and I were discussing, you go deep into that bench, and they just really struggled to cover with their backup big guys in the game. So instead of going to his backup bigs, he goes to Justin Bean at the 5, and they've opened up what was a 15, now a 12-point lead.
Lob inside for Diallo. Wide open look at a 3 corner. And a rebound to Horvath, and Utah State with the basketball. 9.5 minutes to play. Final regular season games for both Utah State and San Jose State. And Justin Bean has put the microwave on the high setting.
Like that.
18 points now for him after a 3-point first half. Inside, and Diallo fouled.
Well, last year I would joke about Justin Bean and what a nightmare he's going to be to cover in church ball. Every Mormon church in the country has a basketball gym or basketball hoop, and oftentimes 6 in the morning, guys come in and get some runs in. I think those days are going to have to wait. He's going to have to make a decision. Going to try and make it in professional basketball or come back to Logan for year 6.
That's a long career.
Well, he should finish up his master's here in the spring. Dad, a podiatrist, so he went into kinesiology, sports management masters.
We'll get another. So, Diallo, the junior from Senegal, transfer from Ohio State at the line.
Well, he's got a chance to be a special player in this league. Diallo's a guy that you talked about the building blocks of what Tim Miles wants. There's a mountain of a man and a much better athlete than he looks like. You saw Horvath just run by him because he's still nursing that knee.
Here's Moore playing with 4 fouls. The runner, Cardenas couldn't get it to go. Gets his own rebound in the middle of all the bigs. With 8:30 left in the game. Moore back in for Tim Miles' Spartans. Leading scorer for San Jose State. Warner, step back three. Loose ball taken back by Bairstow. 15-point lead in the ball for Utah State.
And Gorner with that kind of step back three, but it's just such a hard shot. It was so off balance that he hit backboard first.
Horvath bounce past Shulga. Manages to collect it, get it back to Horvath, who goes to the bucket for a strong two. Brandon Horvath. West River, Maryland is home for the 6'10 senior. Also a track and field competitor in high school.
High jump?
Sure, he probably did a lot of the field events.
Only thing worse than track is field.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It's been Justin Bean's half here in San Jose. 18 points for the Utah State Aggies. Starting this Wednesday, the Big East Tournament tips off on Fox and FS1. Who will rise up and take the crown at the world's most famous arena? Catch all the action on Fox, FS1, and the Fox Sports app.
It's so good to have UConn not only back in the Big East, but back towards the top of the Big East. That'll energize the Garden as well as Providence, the regular season champs.
And Providence, Ed Cooley's team had a wonderful year. 58-41, and some wonderful plays here tonight. Ooh, Shulga got him going with this beauty early.
And everything but the finish for Bairstow and Justin Bean. Clean up on the aisle. Aisle 34.
Justin Bean's turned in a very, very solid second half. More along the lines of what they expected Utah State. Now, he's averaging 17.8 per game. And he's got 18, so he's right there. Sometimes the numbers just don't lie. In the meantime, it'll be Omari Moore at the line. And he earns the second one, the bonus. He's been in all but one game in his career with the Spartans. Double figures 21 times. And not quite there yet tonight. He's got 6 points. And he's been in foul trouble too, so he's been off the floor. And he will guard Bairstow. Horvath. Back rim that three. And if this is called on Moore, he's out of the ball game.
And Omari Moore is just like, I don't understand. I was boxing out. The ball went over my head, and I get called for a foul. And I'm going to agree with Omari Moore on this. Let's see. Let's see the officials' view of it. There's the miss. Karams to the weak side. I think it was a foul. I don't think it needed to be called. I guess it was because their arms got locked up. And there's a ball don't lie from Bairstow. Just a long rebound, though. I didn't really get that one.
It cost him an early seat, so he fouls out with 7:13 to play. So leading scorer for San Jose State's on the bench the rest of the way, but MJ Amy puts two in.
MJ is Myron Jr. and MJ is, I mean, he just is terrific at changing. As soon as he comes in the game, their offense looks different.
Ooh, very good athlete, both basketball and football in high school. Scotland Prep in Pennsylvania. And will fade away too long. MJ Amy inside Diallo. He's tripled. And the reach in takes the ball away. And now another charge. An offensive foul. Ball goes back to San Jose State.
And Amy learning from the master Rylan Jones. The transition charge, don't see it every day, but a great play from the youngster.
So 13-point lead for Utah State. Both teams in the bonus. And the next foul for either team will put the opponent in the double bonus. 9 team fouls apiece.
Watch number 0 in the white. Plants his feet. Kind of run under him. I don't know if I love it, but Shulgood obviously saw him. That's why he jumped up to make the pass.
Dan dribble, Bean guarding Cardenas. Now back to Amy. 4 seconds to shoot. Amy missing on the pull-up. Horvath the rebound. Here comes Utah State.
5-on-4 with Yalo with the bad knee trailing.
Shulga, 3. 61-45 Utah State.
It's just such an unselfish basketball team. And obviously the wins haven't been what they had been previously. And some of that is, you know, you've lost a couple of pros the last couple of years and you've had injuries.
Good bucket by Amy.
But every starter averages 2 assists, and you see the pointing to each other. It's a nice team to watch play.
Now, when you watch MJ Amy, again, just a freshman,
yeah,
you're going to see a lot of him in the next few years here. And certainly a player that Tim Miles can build around in the backcourt.
Yep. And I think with him, it's going to be developing that perimeter jump shot. Obviously, a tremendous downhill player.
Oh, good no-look underneath. Little tic-tac-toe pass, and Bean will get a 3rd opportunity to score. But a held ball situation and the possession arrow favoring Utah State.
Well, here's the pass, beautiful no-look pass from Brandon Horvath. There's the pointing. Justin Bean at this point just padding his rebound stats by missing layups.
Gets the bounce and that counts. 63-47, under 5 minutes left. Wraparound pass deflected out of bounds. That'll go back to the Aggies.
So you mentioned about Amy, and yes, we're going to see him here as long as he wants to stay. I mean, that's a tremendous player. But now the next step is you don't have to attack every time and turn that corner. Sometimes you just get it on its way and let somebody else play with it.
Horvath kicks it out, and Shulga another 3. He's in double figures now with 11.
I'm not sure if people will understand how good a pass this is from Horvath. To not charge, to be on balance, and make a left-handed pass is a wow.
It's one of those wow plays that doesn't always get the attention it deserves. Justin Bean. And the rebound, and Bairstow the lay-in, and he went a long way for it. You saw Bean get the rebound last time down. He is well over 300 rebounds again for the 2nd year in a row. And one of the top rebounders in Utah State history as a result.
Well, there's Horvath with a beautiful left-handed pass, and then Justin Bean gets the rebound, finds Bairstow, who finds the bucket. Ags sharing, caring, leading. Back in San Jose with Utah State opening up a massive lead over the Spartans. I just want to take a second to point out what an impressive play this is from 5th-year senior Brandon Horvath. He catches the ball on the block, doesn't travel, get a little surprised by MJ Amy's double team, but it's the ability to break out of that double team and find the shooter on the weak side. And it's, of course, set up by Bairstow cutting. Bairstow's cut occupies the defender. The weak side pass is open, and a beautiful look. That's really the story of this half. Yes, the ball is going into the basket. It makes everything look better. But they got 17 assists on 26 field goals. And many of the other field goals are simply putbacks. Utah State really passing the basketball well this evening.
A very different second half for the Aggies. It took them a while to get out of the gates early on. There was a little back and forth in the first half, just a 2-point lead at the end of the first half, and now they have really opened this up. Largest lead now, 21. Now down to 20. And Horvath, quite an addition to this squad. Bean will put it in play. Bean, by the way, his 19th double-double. 18 points, 11 rebounds. And for the course of his career, it's the 44th time he has turned in a double-double performance. Steal and a run out now by Caleb Simmons, who tried to just put it anywhere in the direction of the rim. Held ball, and San Jose State will get the possession. Let's see where we are. 3 timeouts remaining for Utah State. Not that timeout is a big deal at this point. Up by 19, 3:20 to go. But both teams will be in the double bonus. Next foul on Utah State will put San Jose State there. Utah State already in it. Amy exploding to the basket with a quick runner. Outside shot taken by Trey Anderson for 3.
Anderson can really shoot it, but that was all MJ Amy. First the drive, he got the miss, but the aggressiveness and athletic ability and strength to get that offensive rebound over Rylan Jones. Jones is in better position, but MJ Amy just too big, too strong.
Rylan Jones off to Bean. Rebound, Horvath, and a two-handed finish.
Well, Horvath had a bit of a frustrating first, I don't know, 2/3 of this game, but man, he has worked it out.
Another Aggie of double figures. 14 for Horvath. They're still with 12, and Bean leading the way with 18. And Horvath gets into a little bit of contact there with Trey Anderson.
And there's Amy's miss, and Amy just goes and grabs the ball back and finds his teammate, who's an excellent three-point shooter, Trey Anderson.
15, Trey Anderson.
Anderson, 12 points. Still 12. Coaches just, that's one thing that they'll talk about all the time. Unless their team is a really good free throw shooting team. They don't talk about it much.
Well, this is a Utah State team that they've struggled with free throws down the stretch, and they're a good free throw shooting team.
And Anderson missed both. 70-52 coming down to the final 2 minutes. And for both of these teams, they'll get a day here, then they'll head over to Las Vegas. Thomas and Mack Center, Mountain West Conference Tournament next week, which is always a great event.
And as of now, Utah State will be the 7 seed. That means as of now they play the 10 seed. Look at the assists. Dangerous team once they get to Las Vegas. As the Aggies, several on this roster. Hopefully they get Brock Miller back. Stephen Ashford thinks he can be back as well.
Yeah, he said this morning when I talked to him, he feels confident he'll be able to play. Just getting him a rest. He's had a hip, and he's had a shoulder, and he's had a knee, and he's had, you know, this and that. So just basically getting him a rest here tonight. Getting him ready for tournament play.
As Justin Bean checks out, just another night at the office. I'm sure part of him thinks, man, if I would have made a layup in the first half, I could have had 30, but put on a show in half number 2.
Now, Tim Miles has been able to get the secret weapon in the game. We'll tell you about that in a second. As they're trying to get him a basket here, this is Harminder Dhaliwal, who is a walk-on and was presented a game jersey in a frame tonight on senior night. So Tim Miles getting him in the game tonight on senior night. Number 50. And Tim Miles was telling me that he's got a great, not good, great future.
No, he's brilliant.
Yeah. He's got all kinds of things going on right now that are going to set him up. And he's out here playing final home game of the season.
In the double bonus. Foul is on 42.
And the secret weapon. There he is. Laguna Niguel.
He's a South Orange County guy. Came up here to go to school. Got a chance to be a part of this program. And Tim Miles raves about his personality and his future in the business world.
You know, especially this time of the year, walk-ons don't get to play very much. They don't get in the games. They work hard. They're at practice every day. They do a lot of the dirty work, I guess you'd say, in terms of scouting, you know, being on the scout team and things like that. But, you know, Tim Miles giving him a reward, getting him in the game here tonight.
I used to love, we tried everything. My roommate in college, Rodney Suter, was a walk-on. He scored a couple thousand points in high school and then 1,000 points in junior college, but never scored a point at Oklahoma State. So finally at the end of our senior year, I was like, Coach, just leave me out there and I will get him shots. And we couldn't get it to go in. Because they all come in jacking. Because everybody's trying to get a jumper, and I try to control the thing.
Just wouldn't fall.
1 minute.
Under a minute to go in regulation. Utah State in command.
Dollywall with the block.
Travis Wagstaff. They were trying to get him a bucket. Here is Zapala. He's got 2. Josh O'Garo, a freshman from Cayman Islands, transfer out of the University of Oklahoma, wearing 42 for San Jose State. And just
brought the house down.
Oh, good chance there for Dollywall. As we're into bench time and redshirt time. 20 seconds left in the regular season for Utah State in San Jose State. And a 23-point lead as Utah State is going to try to run out as much as they can with 1 second different on the shot clock to game clock. Rylan Jones missing up high, and the rebound going to Dollywall. And this one is over. 75-52. Boy, Justin Bean, the senior from Moore, Oklahoma, led all scorers in this one with 18. A double-double for him, 11 rebounds. Unfortunately for Omari Moore, the leading scorer for San Jose State, he would foul out with more than 7 minutes to play. So 75-52. The Aggies finish 17-14, 8-22 for San Jose State, and now Utah State has won 29 of the last 30 against the Spartans.
Well, an outstanding second half from the Aggies, and hopefully they can carry this momentum into Las Vegas. And Justin Bean showing what he's improved on from last year to this year. And the Aggies don't want this to be the last run with Bean. We'll see if they get Brock Miller and Stephen Ashworth back in Vegas. But if they play as well as they did in the second half, good things to come for the Aggies in Las Vegas.
So these two teams get to watch the rest of the league all finish up their seasons tomorrow as they get ready for tourney time in Vegas next week at the Thomas and Mack Center. Justin Bean has a tremendous second half and leads the Aggies to a win on the road in San Jose here tonight. Well, for Doug Gottlieb, I'm Tim Navarrete. So happy you watched college basketball with us from the Mountain West tonight from San Jose State. 75-52, the final score. The Aggies victorious over the Spartans here tonight.